The tariffs that Donald Trump put on the entire planet, basically, markets that he believes are taking advantage of America. Initially, it caused a 2.5 day drop in the stock market. Now, today, Tuesday, it is the 8th. The stock market is up 1,300 points this morning. A total correction, right? The point that I'm going to make in this video is a point that I don't hear a lot of people making. Also, Tesla stock is up almost to $250 a share. Yesterday it was at $220, early trading, and then it leveled up all day, and now it's up to $250. I make shitty videos. I make garbage, bullshit, stripped down, no frills, hit and run videos. I'm not claiming that I'm anything more than some asshole with an opinion like everybody else on YouTube. I just put less effort into it. But this tariff stuff and trying to make it parallel with the stock market is a huge mistake and is antiquated thinking, is the thinking that you might have had in the 90s or the thinking you might have had in the early 2000s. We have a rigged system, and I don't mean that it's rigged in the sense of concerning the stock market. We have quantum trading. We have quantum algorithmic trading. They are called quants. They are the smartest mathematicians that exist at many universities, and instead of going into scientific endeavors, they want to make money on the stock market. So they go to work for all of these brokerage firms, write algorithms, write mathematical algorithms, and then use those algorithms to invest. So they'll be making thousands of trades per whatever minute, whatever it is. What happens with this is these trades are happening so fast that the stock market never really goes down very long. It goes dips. Rich people, of course, know there's nothing more than rich people like, and venture capitalists and hedge fund managers like more than when the stock market goes down, because then you can buy up more stocks for cheaper price. These are companies that still exist. These companies that are that are Apple. I mean, Nvidia. Just keep going. I mean, I don't even need to talk about all the companies that are obviously traded publicly. But what nobody is telling, and I've watched a lot of videos. Maybe obviously you don't watch them all, and you don't read every article. There is no way for Elon Musk to fail. There is no way for Trump to fail as far as the stock market is concerned. The stock market drops, venture capital, I say venture capital, I use that in a very loose term, but capital comes in and buys up the stocks. That's why you're seeing the dip and then up. 1,200 points, it's already up. And it's what the fuck time is it? It's so early in the morning. But anyway, it's like 7:30 East Coast time. Or excuse me, 7:30 West Coast time. So this notion that the stock market is somehow going to be an honest broker of how these trade deals are going to work out and how these tariffs are going to work out is silly. Because the stock market is so fucking artificially pumped up by like I said, these algorithmic trades and these VC who are never going to let Donald Trump fail. They spent hundreds of millions of dollars getting him elected. They're not going to let the stock market fail. They're not going to have these hedge fund managers don't want margin calls. They don't want people, the companies even don't want them. Everyone's like, well, let's just be patient and we'll wait a few days. And sure as fuck, the initial shock of the tariffs caused a downfall of 3,000, 4,000 points and 3,000, whatever it was. And now it's back up 1,200 points today. And it will probably be up more. And then tomorrow it'll be up more. Then it'll maybe dip a little bit. Then it'll go back up. This is a rigged system when it's concerning the stock market. And you are the ones the working people who have our 401ks invested in this mess of shit, are the ones that are going to be fucked. These tariffs, what these tariffs are essentially going to do is raise taxes on the average consumer, but the people at the top are going to see tax cuts and tax breaks. They already have the tax cut from 2017 that Trump did, and now they're going to get another one. They're shifting the tax burden onto us. So with tariffs, you're going to pay more, but that'll help fund the federal government and somehow bring jobs back to America. A lot of these manufacturing jobs aren't coming back for obvious reasons. They are not good. They're not. I heard, Lutnick, the guy, not Treasury Secretary, but he's one of his financial guys. And he comes out and he says, we're going to have an army of people putting screws into iPhones. First off, why do we want those jobs? Why do you want? And secondly, they're going to be paid like shit. You're going to take another $15 an hour job if you're lucky enough to live in a state that it's $15 an hour minimum wage. They're going to hire a bunch of fucking people who have no skill because you don't really need skill. They'll give them a screw, set them up in a workstation. They'll make them stand all day, of course, because corporations are cruel. And this will continue. This stock market ebb and flow. I'm listening to the left pretend like this is going to take Donald Trump down. These clickbait titles are fucking dangerous because they are giving the left a misunderstanding and a misinterpretation of how the stock market actually works. These people know. These leftist YouTube clickbait motherfuckers know they know this is bullshit. They tell you that the stock market's completely, it's the end of Donald Trump. It's not the end of anything. He's got 4.5 years of this, 3.5 years left of this, 3 years and 9 months left of this. There's nothing going down. He believes, like Peter Navarro and the people that have his ear, that increasing tariffs will bring back manufacturing jobs to America because that's what built China. That's why he wants so much, why he's increasing tariffs on China, because he saw how China built itself. Peter Navarro wrote a book called The Coming China Wars. And this was all about why we need to go to war with China economically, with why we need to have higher tariffs on China, because we're going to bring back these manufacturing jobs. The problem with that, of course, is the manufacturing base isn't here anymore. And if these tariffs had been done maybe in the 1990s, early 90s, maybe we'd have a chance. Maybe there'd be a chance for some of these jobs to return. But what's going to return are shitty, terrible jobs that pay like garbage. And that's if even some of these jobs even return. They're not all going to come back. In fact, I don't even think a majority are going to come back, simply because all of these other countries, they're not too concerned. They're concerned. They're doing reciprocal trade stuff, but they're not. They know that the American market is worth it. They know that there's so much money in America that they can absorb some of this tariffs in their price, and then perhaps not give the entire amount to the consumer in America. That they will absorb like I said, some of their tariffs, because the markup in America is so great compared to what you're making in China, and the dollar is still rules the roost. And I know this is about BRICS. I know it's about the BRICS countries and dollar. They're diverging from the dollar, not making the reserve currency anymore the dollar, the world's currency, and trading in oil and petrodollars, which is the dollar. A lot of that is that. But this is Donald Trump's version of reality when it concerns, and this is what everyone that's anti-globalization was talking about for the last 30 fucking years. If you were a leftist and you were anti-globalization because you knew it hurt the American worker, you should be ecstatic that these tariffs are higher. I'm not kidding. You should be thrilled that Donald Trump, who I hate and I think is a dullard, but he's trying to undo NAFTA. He's been trying to undo NAFTA since he got in the first time. And he did. He set up new trade agreements with Mexico and Canada. We've seen how well those have gone, the tariffs. But nevertheless, that's his goal. He lives in that 90s. Manufacturing base was ripped out of here and taken to China and taken to Southeast Asia. And it left the American people and the Rust Belt, the South, the Midwest, states that are Trump's states that are red. It left them devastated. It turned a lot of states, it turned from states that were consistently swing states or blue to red. Because that's why Hillary Clinton got beat so badly. And she was, not badly, but she was embarrassed. And why she didn't just wipe the floor with him in 2016. Her name was attached to NAFTA. Her last name. NAFTA killed this country. Globalization and outsourcing killed manufacturing in this country. It was all shipped to China, and now we're looking at the age of China. And don't think that don't think MAGA doesn't know this. Don't think that a lot of these workers who live in these states, they think they're going to somehow reap the benefits of a job putting a cell phone together. Like, that's the jobs that are coming back. Those, if they even do. Most likely, the corporations will say, "No, we can absorb half these tariffs into we'll absorb them, and we'll sell these things at such a high markup that it won't really matter. And we won't destroy the American citizen. Oh, the prices will go up a little, but they're not going to be astronomical, so they'll stop selling in the United States market." Again, America is where people come to invest their money. We kind of forget that about America, that's the largest economy, and that we pay billions of dollars every year back in bonds, hundreds of billions. Our bonds are safe. Our stock market is safe, relatively speaking. If you have enough money, you can hedge the stock market. You can do a lot of things if you have enough capital. And these people have enough capital, have a lot of capital. It's one of the reasons housing prices are so expensive and things like that, because they're coming in, people are from outside of the country are coming in and buying up real estate. And then they're either not renting it, or they're renting it to such an astronomical level that nobody can afford it, and then they just write it off. They just don't pay taxes on it, and they own this property that's only going up in value every year, because that's what real estate is. That's why the billionaires always buy real estate, because they're not making any more of it. And housing. Housing we can make more of, but we don't make more of land. So these tariffs, don't get fooled. Don't get sucked in and fucked in by left wing. And I'm not a right winger. I'm a fucking communist. Like, I'm a fucking Marxist. And so I don't have any love for the Republicans, the conservatives. But what they're doing is an earnest, maybe not even earnest, that's probably the wrong word, don't ever use that with the Trump administration. But this is their version of trying to undo the damage that was done to the United States and hurt China in the process. Now, I think we're looking at a multipolar world, and we haven't seen that in a long time. America is not the only powerhouse in the world anymore. And there's going to have to be deals made, and there will be. Trust me, there will be. But don't let the stock market fool you by going down a few thousand points and then jumping back up and doing a correction. Don't get fooled into believing Elon Musk is so unpopular and his Cybertruck is so bad. Doesn't matter. His stock price today is over $250 a share. I wonder how much of that he's buying back himself. I wonder how much the Tesla stock is being bought by Peter Thiel, by venture capitalists. You can do some research and you can find out the publicly traded, but you have to find out who their brokerage houses is, and there's a bunch of other shit that you can find out, and I'm not going to waste my time because I already know. I'm already pretty fucking sure. So again, don't let the stock market going up or down influence you about tariffs or influence you about really the economy, because the stock market is not a good barometer of the economy. Not at all. And it's so fucking rigged now. I mean, there's numbers that say how much the top 10% are invested in the stock market. It's basically their hollowed grounds of investing and a way of making, that's how they where they put their money. They buy up stuff and then they store it. and so we're seeing this in real time now. We're seeing the stock market go back up. We're seeing this Tesla stock. It's like it dips and then it goes back up and dips. And this will continue to happen because this is what capitalism brings you, essentially. And this is what the stock market has always brought you. Thank you for listening. And again, don't let the stock market dictate how you feel about the economy. It's not a good barometer.